welcome to the Rick Fuller podcast presented by Rick Fuller, team leader of the #1 team in the San Francisco Bay Area in Sac County for most recent sales according to Zillow. Rick is a national real estate coach and community leader with four offices, three in the Bay Area and one in Sac County with 1,000 five-star online reviews. I'm Christina Morales. I'm a writer and I'm a marketer. And today I'm so excited to share an important topic with you. We've been getting tons of questions about, is now the right time to get into real estate? And Rick, we've done the series on COVID-19, what's the real estate market doing? People haven't had jobs. The economy has been difficult. The stock market has been difficult, and people are looking for options. So today we're going to talk about how to become an agent, and we have Jesus Ochoa on the line. Jesus has been a part of the Rick Fuller team kind of when I started, so it's been about a year, and you are killing it. I'm so proud of you. And so thank you for sharing your experience with us today. We can't wait to hear about it.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me here today, and also just excited about this process. So thank you guys.
Awesome. So Rick, I want to start with you. You knew Jesus before he became a real estate agent. Can you tell me a little bit about how you met him and how you encouraged him to join the team?
Yeah, you bet. Jesus and I attended a group where we would meet regularly for breakfast. And at that time, Jesus worked for a health club and had a very successful health club career and helped people live a healthy lifestyle. And the very first time we really sat down, I think, to have a more in-depth conversation, it was about him and his fiancee buying their first home. And Jesus, do you remember that?
I do.
And what started into a conversation that, I think we anticipated about 30 minutes. I think we probably stayed together for an hour and a half, and it expanded from talking about their first home to a lifelong venture in owning real estate, both primary residence as well as investment properties. And I could tell immediately that Jesus had the three main things that we look for in a team member. And these are kind of non-negotiables for us. And we look for people that are humble, because humble people are coachable people, willing to learn. We, including myself, we realize that nobody has arrived, and we're all learning and growing. And then Jesus had another component to him, is that Jesus was hungry. And I knew that we could do a lot with people when they have a hunger to become better and a hunger to serve others. That's a big part of our team and our culture, is that we're here to serve. And then the third thing that Jesus had is he was great with people. And he was a people person. And so we look for people that are humble, hungry, and smart. Jesus checked all of the boxes, and we began to talk. Shortly then after, he bought his first home. We started talking about him helping others buy their first home and their investment property. And Jesus has hit the ground running on our real estate team and done a tremendous job. And honestly, we're just really proud of Jesus and honored to be in business with him.
Mm-hmm. So Jesus, you went from working at a health club to working in real estate. I mean, that's a big jump. Can you tell me what caused you to think about that? What made you to change one career to join this new one?
Well, real estate was something that I actually thought of for some time, and like Rick said, initially when we met, really got an in-depth conversation about owning real estate, the benefits of owning real estate, the benefits of investing in real estate. And it was just a conversation I really never had with anyone, and it just made sense with me. In all honesty, it took me some time to come around. I think Rick did an amazing job of, just in our interactions and networking, just continuing to water that seed. And, I worked at the health club for 4 years, where I was a sales manager. I was a weight loss coach, personal trainer, Group X. I really wore a lot of hats. But in working there, I knew that, I gained one amazing quality, and that's connecting with people. And really coaching and guiding people. So, there became a time in my life where, I prayed for abundance, and, also was looking to take my career to the next level. and just with just the information that Rick had given me and educated me over time, I knew that real estate was going to be the best career path to kind of fit my personality, my lifestyle, and just who I am as a person. And not only that, but seeing, personally being a client of Rick and working with the team, I really did see how much they cared about their community, how much they cared about their clients, and really creating this experience that we're excited to tell a friend about. So for me, those are some of the reasons why I jumped into this, and not only that, my goal is to help educate my family, help educate my friends. I really think I have a unique opportunity being bilingual and, being fluent in Spanish to reach out to a whole nother community, and then just educating them and guiding them. So I'm excited, and those are some of the main reasons why I decided to come into real estate. More importantly, why I decided to join this team. And that was something that I knew if or when I was going to go into this career, this was the team I was going to choose. I already had that set in my mind. So
what was funny about and I think even kind of attracted us to have this conversation with Jesus and I, was that his story is very similar to my story. And I've shared that in a public setting and on these webinars before, that when my wife Jennifer and I bought our first home, it was a game changer for us. I mean, it opened our eyes to the value of owning real estate. And instead of me working for my money was actually working for me, and we were gaining equity. I remember one time I looked at our home and it had gone up more in value in a year than I had made working 9 to 9 in my retail job. And so Jesus and I talked about, wow, when you begin to tap in and own real estate, you want to shout it from the rooftops, because it helps families, it helps people. Study after study show that those that retire own real estate, that those that have wealth own real estate, those that that families do best by owning real estate. Communities do best by owning real estate. And you want to share it with as many people as you can. And so from that respect, Jesus and I had a lot in common. And we realized, both of us, that the process of buying a home really matters. It's not just something you do. Most people don't do it very often. For some, they do it maybe only once, twice, handful of times in their life. And that experience matters. It matters to the newborn. It matters to the toddler. It matters to the teenager. It matters to the multi-generational home where you have aunts and uncles and cousins and grandparents all live. Like, it impacts everyone. And since they don't do it very often, it's even more important that they have a great buying and selling experience, the kind of experience that they'd be excited to tell a friend about. And, in my time working with Jesus, and we have had the privilege of working together for about a year now, he's out there doing it. He's out there taking what we talked about day one and making sure that his clients have the kind of buying and selling experience that they're excited to tell a friend about, and building business really organically, that others go out and say, wow, I bought my home, you ought to buy yours. And the experience was amazing. Talk to Jesus. And we're just really proud to have Jesus on the team, because in that regard, we are in alignment on making sure that those that buy and sell real estate have the kind of experience they're excited to tell a friend about.
And one thing I love about Jesus is, how many webinars have we done now, Rick? Over 20. And Jesus is hungry, like you were saying, hungry, humble, and smart. Jesus is on every single call. Other than Sheila and Yvette, Jesus is our biggest fan. So
yes,
he is learning. He is, on the grind, doing it every single day to be the best he can be. And so no wonder you're doing so well, Jesus. We talked earlier. You've been in this less than a year, and you said even February is when you got your license. You've had 2 closings and 10 buyer reps. And Rick has said in previous webinars, the average agent does 4 closings a year. And you started in February 1st year, and you've already done half of that. That's crazy. That's awesome. So Jesus, what does your first year look like on the team? How did you get your license? How did the team support you? What can somebody expect if they're changing careers? What have you experienced this year, and what can you tell them about it?
Well, so just kind of understand the timeline. I've been with the team for just about a year now, and I spent a good half, the first couple months just really just being a fly on the wall, being involved with the team meetings, understanding the language, and then officially getting my license. So I got my license towards the first week of December, and then I started our team training. And one thing that I love about our team is we have a 6 to 7 week training program that's going to specifically ramp your business, gear you up, and just really identify all the things that you need to know as a new agent. And not only with that, I was able to complete my first, just my training by the time I hit February. And by the time I hit February, I was out doing open houses. I was meeting with clients. I had the support of our concierge team, booking appointments, getting buyer representatives. And then within 45 days of officially being on the team, completing my training, within 45 days, I was in contract. Shortly after that, within a week, I was in contract again. So I was able to not only get my clients into contract, but get them into contract during what we're experiencing with COVID-19 coronavirus. So I had some amazing tools. I had amazing resources being a part of this team. One of the things that I love is, when one person wins, the whole team wins. And for me personally, I'm a big team player. I grew up playing sports my whole life, coaching. So that's just a model that I personally live by. So far I've served 2 families, and I'm extremely grateful. 10 buyer representatives that I'm working with as far as clients that have truly committed themselves to me. And a buyer rep is an interesting concept that I learned working on the team that I recognize that a lot of agents aren't doing out there. So it really separates us. And that's why we are one of the #1 real estate teams here in the San Francisco Bay Area. But my real estate journey, as far as school, I was able to get through school in about 5 or 6 months. There was just a buffer period where I had to wait for testing. And I'm humble enough to say that I didn't pass the test on the first time, but I went back with a vengeance, and I was hungry and I was able to pass it with flying colors. My second approach within just led me into getting into real estate full time. And one of the main things that I really love about this team is just the structure. So from day one, hey, we're building a foundation for our business. And we all know that it's important to have a foundation in your business, in your life, anything that you may be doing. So we create that foundation very quick. But at the same time, one of the things, we're not just learning how to be great agents, but we're learning how to run our business, our financials. What are things that we need to do regularly as far as our business. We get access to, as far as ICC Learning Center. We get connected with people like Jared James, which were our top coaches in our industry. So the team provides us with tons of resources, but at the same time too, keeping us updated. We have an amazing marketing professional on our team. You may know her. That just puts together all these stats for us weekly. Rick goes through these stats with us, just different markets that we're studying. And a lot of the markets that we study often just kind of, just have this trickle effect in just the areas around them. So we're learning how to be great agents. We're learning the market. We're learning financials. We're learning about retirement. For me, just jumping into this industry, this team has been an absolute blessing to me. Just because I said, because all the tools and all the resources that we're given, we're not just thrown out and trying to figure it out by ourselves. And in speaking with a lot of agents, unfortunately, that's what some people experience in this industry. It's like, hey, you get your license, all right, go figure it out.
Right.
But I'm thankful that I have a team that really just gave me the tools and educated me and equipped me to be the best version that I can of myself.
Christina, a couple of observations, and you can have all the tools in the world, and Jesus is describing all the tools we have on our team, the coaching, and Momentum and
Mhm.
the various coaches that we work with, but you got to use them, right? You can pretend to care, you can't pretend to show up. And what I love about Jesus and even some of the people that are listening in on this at this moment, Yvette and Sheila, they don't just see the tools, they use them. They are putting them to play in place. And when I think about real estate, especially a career in real estate, you and I, Christina, we do these webinars like literally every week, or sometimes multiple times a week. And a lot of our topics are more centered on how investors think or how to buy or sell a home. This one's really those that are interested in a career in real estate. It's the truest form of entrepreneurship. In other words, there is no glass ceiling. The glass ceiling is the man or woman in the mirror. That's the glass ceiling in your career. There's also no floor, right? So like you need to be productive and intentional. And when you tap into a business that you begin to say, nobody's holding me back. There's nobody who put an income cap. There's nobody who's making my schedule. I make my schedule. I have the flexibility of the schedule to do the things that are important to me in life. And when you tap into a career like that, it really exposes your strengths, frankly, and your weaknesses.
Mhm.
And what Jesus and Yvette and Sheila and so many others on our team do well is they take those tools and they put them to work, and they benefit as a result of it. And so does our entire team. Our entire team benefits. One flat tire impacts the whole car. Our entire team is benefited when team members are productive and when they're helping others and there's success stories, and it's motivational, it's inspiring, it's encouraging, and helps you continue to grow and be better. So although we have all of those tools that Jesus talked about, Jesus is the one who put them to use. And I think that's what it takes. And I define it as that's the hunger part. Like you have to be willing to use the stuff that we have. It's not enough to just acknowledge it's on the shelf, but you got to be able to pick it up and use it, and you got to show up. Jesus mentioned he went and took the test. I don't know if you remember this, Jesus, but you messaged me after you took the test. What did I tell you?
Take it again.
Take it again. Because unfortunately, the state exam has very little bearing on the success of a real estate professional. I have team members on our team that have taken it once, and I think they scored 100% on it. I have team members that have taken it 3 times. And frankly, I cannot tell a difference in their production. I cannot tie it back to their success on the state exam. Now, we do know that you need to pass the state exam in order to successfully sell real estate and get paid for it as a real estate commission, get compensated for it. But the percentage that you score on the test typically has no bearing or very little bearing on your success in real estate. And shortly after Jesus passed his test, we looked at how we could make that more efficient. And we created a school, what they call the Institute, the Rick Fuller Institute, where those that are interested in a career in real estate, they can go, and one of our experienced class hosts walk you through the full there's a 6-week plan, Tuesday and Thursday, and they walk you through until you have your license. And we created that out of a vacuum because people were going and either they would order the material and not fulfill it, or they would just become a paperweight on their desk was the real estate textbooks. They used them when little kids came over to the house and they wanted to make them a booster chair. That's what the real estate textbooks were really used for. And so we created the Institute to strategically, systematically partner you with one of our experienced team members. I think of one of our hosts has been with me for about 6 years and has worked with me on well over 100 transactions. So they have a depth of understanding. Another host has been in the business for over 20 years. And so they have these hosts that walk them through step by step. I wish we would have had that for Jesus. We didn't. We said, Jesus, there's a bunch of places, go get your license. Now we have an institute to walk people through the process of getting licensed.
Mm-hmm. So Rick, let's get down to details. The market right now. Is now a good time to start a career in real estate? We're just getting out of COVID-19. People, are we even doing open houses? So is this really a good time to get into this business?
Well, it's a great point. An article was recently written about the massive number of people that are getting into real estate. And there's a lot of reasons why they've made that career choice. One is if they've been a part of shelter in place or impacted by the coronavirus. Some people are like thinking, well, do I really need to commute an hour to San Francisco or an hour and a half to Sacramento to go to my job? Or can I find something local that enables me to be a part of maybe my son's Little League game or my daughter's ballet, or be able to take time away with my family, or maybe just to have some time to do some of the things that are important to me, to have that flexible schedule. And so we're seeing a massive number of people, actually more than I've ever seen in my career, choose a career in real estate. Now, we've talked here recently about this idea that when one market is impacted, the consumer or the audience or those that are listening to the national media think that the entire market is damaged, the entire economy. And that is absolutely not the case. The stock market may not have fully recovered, but the real estate market is on reaching new heights. Matter of fact, we have gone through every market in the last week, and we've seen every real estate market that we focus on. Values are higher today than they were a year ago. More sales are occurring today than they occurred a month ago.
Wow.
And it's moving in the right direction. Interest rates remain low. And those that buy real estate, not with a 5 to 7 day holding pattern, but a 5 to 7 year plan, because real estate is a long-term investment, they're always doing well. And so we encourage people to look at real estate for what it is. It's a long-term investment. That's why you don't have day traders in real estate, and hold it for the long haul. And it's a great career, and it's a great investment, and it's a great place to raise your family.
So Jesus, let's say a buddy of yours comes up to you and says, Jesus, tell me about your real estate career. Should I do it? And how do I do it? What advice would you give him or her?
Well, if they're a good friend of mine, I would first ask them to reach out to me. You know, I would schedule a phone call with them and just kind of give them a little bit my experience, but also direct them in the path of our team. Just because of my experience and just coming in and the structure and just the education that's provided, I don't think you get that anywhere else. You're not going to get that out of an online school, you know, so if someone were to come to me and were interested in real estate, I would absolutely refer them to our institute, but also, you know, would also just encourage them to just get out, you know, just get out and do it, and then just experience it. Ask me questions as far as how the field works, what does a day-to-day look like. But, you know, what I love about our office is we have so many professionals at so many different levels in their career. So the amount of education and tips and knowledge that you're going to get from other professionals within our group is absolutely priceless.
I love what Jesus said, and you know, when we first created the real estate team, which was over 15 years ago, we saw that real estate tend to operate in one of two categories. Either they were very independent, and that's what Jesus said. Like, people would show up, it would be their first day in real estate, and it would simply be, there's a phone book, and let us know when you have a client ready to close. But there's a lot that happens in between those steps. And the second option was, it was more of a corporate job, and you were very dependent on the company and very dependent on the broker. And you had these two opposing worlds in real estate from an industry perspective, independent and dependent. And we found both of them were unhealthy. It's unhealthy not to have the training, the tools, the resource, and the support for you to be successful. In other words, it's unhealthy just to learn to fish, because while you're fishing, you're starving. It's also unhealthy to just be given fish and never, ever be taught how to fish.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a combination of those two, which I call interdependency. I'm dependent on what Jesus does. Jesus is very much dependent on what I do, or what Christina does, or Lorenzo, or many of our other team members. It's not independent or dependent, it's an interdependency. That together we are stronger than we are by ourselves. That Jesus plus me plus Christina plus our other 45 or so team members is not addition, it's multiplication. There's a multiplication effect that occurs. And instead of being given fish or just simply being taught how to fish, there's a healthy combination where you're being taught how to fish while fish are put in your basket. That way you're not starving. And that's really important in real estate, is that there's that combination, and there's a healthy interdependent balance that exists on a real estate team that creates maximum results. And that's why our average team member does so much more than the average real estate agent, because there's an interdependency, not an independency or dependency.
And what's something that you're doing that I haven't heard of anybody else doing in any industry is you created the Rick Fuller Institute with the Pathway to Success. So you're not changing careers and going, okay, am I going to have a career? Am I going to have an income after this? It's a pathway to our team. So we're not just saying, hey, everybody come into our institute. No, we want people who, like you said, are hungry, humble, and smart to join our team. And so you get your license, and now you actually have a career and a support system. And I don't know anywhere that's doing that.
Well, and that's when you're first started. And then what Jesus has experienced is that every transaction comes with an experienced transaction coordinator. In other words, all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed every time. It's not something you have to pay for. The company, the team provides it. But to make sure that the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. When you think about it, 77% of all business is done amongst our family, our friends, our past clients, what we call our sphere of influence, people maybe they go to your church or community park or in your neighborhood or PTA. And if you think about it, what the last thing that you want to have with your family or friends is a bad real estate experience. And especially you don't want to have a bad real estate experience. Like when you're the agent, you don't want to have a bad experience because you just don't know what you're doing, right? And that's reasonable. You're new to the industry. So when you have a transaction coordinator, making sure the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. You're also provided a lead, and the lead guides you through your first 5 transactions, a lead agent. The idea there is that you have somebody shoulder to shoulder with you throughout the entire process. And Jesus, you've got a great lead that is working with you. And how has your lead helped you in your real estate business?
So first, I want to shout out my amazing lead, Julie Jackson. She's an amazing coach, amazing team member, amazing realtor. And she's really kind of giving me a roadmap of like, hey, these are the things to expect. Hey, these are the things that you need to prepare for. And quite frankly, even when I've had a question or maybe something I was, unsure of, she was able to be right there to be able to coach me and guide me. Because I had 2 interesting transactions, and they were both different. And I think for a new agent, being able to come into some of those transactions, those are just some things that you learn with experience, so I'm able to tap into her experience to better mine. And so I'm super grateful to work with a coach, super grateful for my coach. And honesty, if you're starting your real estate career, we talked about tips. That's the number 1 tip, is hire a coach to lead you and guide you and just help you on your career path.
Hey, that's a great point, Jesus. And in my life, I've been doing this for 16 years. And I think now I have 5 coaches in my life, right? Like you say, hire a coach. I have a coach for my health. I have a coach for my business. I have a coach for real estate. I have so many coaches in my life. And when you want to reach new potential, you want people that have been there and done that to help you get there. And there's not enough time on our planet. We don't have enough time in life to learn everything by trial and error. Mm-hmm. So when I hire these coaches, I try to stand on the shoulders of giants. They've gone ahead of me. They've done this before. I don't need to figure it out. They have it figured out. And a great lead and a great coach and even a great transaction coordinator that's done thousands of transactions can help you so that you have the confidence to take great care of the people that like, and trust. These are the people you're going to see Thanksgiving Day. These are the people you're going to see on Christmas morning. These are the people that you're going to see at the next birthday party. You want to make sure that they have the kind of buying and selling experience that they are excited to tell a friend about. The home buying process is unforgettable. We want people to not just remember that they bought a home, but remember that there was a great experience leading up to buying a home. And when that happens, our world represents a lot of transparent consumerism. So when that happens, they write a review. They tell their neighbors, they tell their friends, and it begets more business and more opportunities to serve. And if you like that, and that's something that you've enjoyed of really solving problems for people, especially when it comes to housing, real estate can be a great career to help you accomplish that.
So Rick, what steps should someone take if they want to take advantage of this unique season? If they want to take advantage of the Rick Fuller Institute, where do they go? What should they do?
Well, Christina, again, I've been in this industry for 16 years, and I cannot think of a better time to get into the real estate business than right now, because the interest rates are low. There's a strong demand for real estate. Values have done nothing but climb for the last 12 years. There's ample tools and resources. You know, when I started, YouTube, video modules, even audio books didn't exist. The only way you learned was you picked up a paperback book or a hardcover book. That's just how it was. Today, all of our team members, all the resources come in 3 formats. You can listen to the book, you can read the book, or you can watch the videos. Like, that did not exist, and I'm probably dating myself now, but that did not exist when I started. When I started, it was read this book. And so I can't think of a better time. If you're interested in a career in real estate, your first step is to get a real estate license. It's really imperative to have a real estate license in the state of California, so you can successfully sell real estate. Now, you could sell your own home and you don't need a license. You can help others sell homes, but you cannot receive a commission for selling real estate until you have a real estate license. You get that through the state of California, through the Department of Real Estate. And that's where the Institute comes in. We've partnered with the Ferrari of real estate schools, Kaplan Real Estate. It's my alma mater, where I received my real estate sales license and also my real estate broker's license. And they walk you through in 6 weeks the most streamlined approach to getting your real estate license. And from there, you get a chance to meet our team members, and we have people pop into those calls. They're all virtual now, so you can do it from the comfort of your own home. And we have people that pop into those calls all the time and kind of give a little cameo about, you know, the team or what they do or what real estate's about or the title company or home warranty. So you just get a little insight into what the industry is about. And it gives you an opportunity to streamline that process and take what takes most people 5 to 6 months, and we can get you going and ready to take the state exam in about 6 weeks. It is the fastest way to do it. And it ensures that you get it done. All you gotta do is show up. Remember, you can pretend to care, you can't pretend to show up. So if you want to make it happen, show up. You can make excuses or you can make it happen. And the team members that are winning at a very high level, they get up every morning and they make it happen. So, Christina, go to the website, Rick Fuller Institute. I'm sure she'll put that here in the web, the video, and you can learn more. If you're just like this conversation, and I was talking to someone this morning, actually, Christina, and he's interested in a career in real estate. And this is interview number 23. We've done 22 other interviews with our team members. And so this is Jesus's story, which is an incredible story. But you could also hear Shelby's story or Wendy's story or Michael's story or Linda's story or Eileen's story. And those are all on our YouTube page under team member stories. Just go to that playlist. And so maybe Jesus's story resonates with you, or maybe Eileen's will, or maybe Wendy's will, or Shelby, or any of our other team members. They're all there. And you can listen to them and why they chose a career in real estate and what their experience was. And some of them were in the industry. You know, I'm thinking of some of the names I've mentioned. They've been in the industry longer than I have, and they are on the team. And you can kind of hear why they chose a real estate team in this environment. Others are like Jesus, that literally made a career industry change and are now on the team. So check those out. Those are all on my YouTube page, connectwithrickfuller.com. We'll get you there. Go to team member stories, and you can hear more of team members like Jesus and what their experience was.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today. So thank you both so much for joining me in this conversation. Thank you, Rick, for creating opportunities. You're helping others not only achieve their professional goals, but their life goals. You talk about Together We Serve, and I'm so impressed with you because you serve your team so they can serve others. And this is an amazing company to work for. I'm not just saying that because I'm talking to you right now. I tell everyone this is the best job I've ever had. And I've had several. You're amazing and you serve others so well. So thank you, Rick, for all you do. And Jesus, thank you for sharing your story and encouraging us to take that step. It's scary. It's scary to make that career change and think, am I going to have an income? Am I going to be successful? You're an inspiration. I see how you are hungry and you are always asking questions. You're always the first one at the meetings. So Jesus, thank you for all that you do.